There she is. I apologize, Lady Dr. Kara. You are here. I am so sorry. I don't
That's
know what
okay.
happened. I don't know why the link has changed. I don't know if it's a StreamYard tech, but you are here now. And thank you so much for joining us for International Women's Day. You are amazing. Woo! I wanted to talk to you because, as your name says, Lady Dr. Kara Dentley, recently, is it knighted? If it's a female, is it knighted?
It's still considered knighted, but it would be, instead of saying I'm a knight, I'm a dame.
You're a dame. So recently you were knighted. I never met anyone that had been knighted. I saw the photos on social media, the crown, the whole thing. I feel like I should get up and bow or something. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you so, so much. Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So, okay, I got to ask you, you've got double science degree. You retired at 35. Then you thought, hey, I got a couple of hours free. So you got a nonprofit going on. You guys have your own network. And now you're Lady Dr. Kara and a mom. Let's not forget that. And a mom.
And
Where do you find time for you?
every day, every day, I I always make sure that at some time throughout the day that I make sure that I am definitely incorporated in my day. There are times when other things are more pressing, and I make sure, I have my parents, I have my husband, I have my son, I have my team. There's so many different things that are going on, but I make time for me, whether it's in the front end of my day or on the back end of my day, and that's what helped me to continue to move forward and take care of what needs to be taken care of. But I always take care of me first.
So on this International Day, International Women's Day, there are women out there that feel like they can do their 9 to 5 and they can deal with their son or daughter or their kids. And maybe they have time to deal with their husband or their significant other, and 4 hours of sleep. They don't feel they have dreams, they have hopes. They want one day be knighted. What would you tell them about getting organized to be able to move forward? Because you've done in a very short lifetime what other people haven't done in 70 or 80 years. So, how do you do that?
There's so many things that we learn about skill set, about time management, all of these different things, scheduling it, planning it, having these planners. And if it was just that simple, then everybody would be on target and be on top of everything, because they sell planners a dime a dozen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make sure that you hold true to whatever values, whatever matters to you.
Mm.
What are your standards? Not the standards of the world or what other people think your standards should be, but you have to lock in on what is important to you, because that's how you prevent burnout. Many times people are doing the things that they think that other people think that they should do,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're adding all of these things to their plate, and it does not speak to their truth or
Right.
what they ultimately want for their lives. They're just kind of going, and people throw things on their plate and they're like, oh sure, and they're just adding these things, and then they're saying, well, what about me? Well, you are first and foremost, because you have to set forth what matters to you first, and anything that does not include that or does not lead you to more of that, then you need to learn how to use that two letter word, no or not right now.
No, or not now. She said, And then on top of that, health and wellness is super important to you. I see you on social media. You're in the gym, you're working out, you're checking some people that are saying they don't have time. Where do you find the time and the power to get up every day or every other day and say, you know what, no matter what, I'm getting this workout in?
Here's the cool thing about when you start working out, you find that you have more energy to work out. And so
Mm.
that's why now, like with the company that I'm with, we do a 15-day challenge. But in that 15-day challenge, I'm working out for 15 minutes to let people know you don't need an entire hour to work out. Plan
Mm-hmm.
it, say you're going to do it, set aside 15 minutes, and you may find, Because most people, like you said, feel like they don't have the energy or they don't have the time. Within that 15 minutes, you may say, you know what, I actually have a little more energy to do 20 minutes or to add an extra 3 minutes, but it's the consistency and it's making a decision to start. It's making that decision. So I'll work out with people for 15 minutes. If they feel like, you know what, I can keep going, keep going. I just want to plant the seed and just jumpstart you in that direction. And many times people will find the energy and the time to add more time if they see fit and if they want to.
I totally understand what you're saying. That's amazing. So I'm kind of frazzled because the link didn't work. And I'm like, what's going on? I have 15,000 questions to ask you, but I know that you guys have, and by you guys, I mean JD3 and the family and all of that. But what's next for you? Because I had the privilege of meeting you at Secret Knock a few months ago, and you were just on fire. You lit the room up. And I said, this lady, what does she do? And you came up and you said, hey, I've got this. And I was like, well, okay, you got to be on my show. What's coming up next for you?
Well, the release of my book will be coming out very soon. Stay tuned for that. It's been in the works for a while, and I'll tell you why. Many times I think about how long it took Napoleon Hill to release many of his books, and that's how I feel because I want it right. And my husband always tell me, do not let perfect get in the way. Don't let that's the enemy of good. Don't let that get in the way of just progress and getting it done and finishing. But I feel like we're at that finish line because the content that is there, I want it to be not just in the book, but received by the reader of the book. So, and I feel like we're at that point. So that's one of the things that's next. Also, my clothing line. The other thing, when it comes to material and it comes to the way that, especially when it comes to fitness and because that's going to be the jump start. So I love my workout gear, but it makes me feel a certain way. And it has a whole logo and a whole design and a meaning behind it. So that's the next thing. And I have so many different templates of it. I have prototypes of what I want it to look like, but it's the feel. So I'm working with these different manufacturers to get the right feel because I want it to be your go-to comfy outfit. It has to be because that's how I feel. When I wear certain things, it's like this is my go-to. And when I wear some of my garments, people are like, "Oh my God, like that is so nice. Where did you get it?" And I'm like, "This is my clothing line." So I'm kind of doing like a test along the way to see how people receive it. And I could be anywhere, young, old, it doesn't matter. Little kids, "Oh my God, I love your sweater!" And we're on the airplane coming back, and a little girl was like, "Oh my God, I just love your sweater." I said, "You know what? The way that your face lit up, that's what I want." And I was out the other day. Another lady was like, "Oh, I love everything on your shirt." She didn't even understand or didn't even know what it meant yet, but just from the onset of just taking that first look. So that's the next thing, and I'm excited about that as well.
So before I let you go, one, I've got to ask you to come back and do a full interview because we've got to go deep together. I apologize for the technical difficulty. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm going to put it on my shoulders. I've got to ask you, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
Everybody's been like, "Hey, happy International Women's Day." Or they'll say, "This is Women's History Month." I'm like, every day is International Women's Day. But this is a day that we set aside to acknowledge, to uplift, empower, to just kind of remind women that you have it. Like you got it. Everything that you need to do what God has called you to do on this earth is already in you. You want to make sure that you start surrounding yourself with women who are celebrating you, because that is so key. That is so important because I always tell my husband, it's so funny because every time I go into the bathroom, I come out laughing with somebody and we're like the best of friends at that moment. Like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "What happens in the women's bathroom?" I'm like, "So much conversations. You're trying to figure out how to turn on the faucet. Lo and behold, if you run out of toilet paper, you're handing each other tissue. You become friends immediately. Like things just start happening. And there are things that men just don't understand when it comes to that woman to woman connection. It's just, it's just a knowing. It's like magnetic when it's someone who understands you, and you just have that innate conversation that is just present, that you don't even have to put a label to it. You don't have to say, hey, this is my friend, this is my sister, because it's just, hey, we're just there. There's an understanding, which is why we're
Mm-hmm.
on this
Mm-hmm.
interview now, because we just connected. And when
So
your heart is
true.
in the right place, you just connect with people on a deeper level. So for International Women's Day, just understand that most women, we all just want the same thing: to be loved, adored, admired, respected, to know that we matter as moms, as wives, as business women, career women, whatever path you decide to take, as daughters. And it's just to acknowledge another woman. So that's what it means to me. So for all of the women out there, I love you. God bless you. Continue to just push forward. Surround yourself with other women that tell you that, girl, you are the bomb. Because guess what? You are.
I can't think of a better way to kick off International Women's Day broadcast marathon than with Lady Dr. Kara Dentley. For you guys out there that are thinking, how do I get in touch with Dr. Dentley? This is how you do it. You know what you do. You go to Tigo Direct, you type in Dr. Dentley, or you type in Kara, and up comes her contact information. There will be a box where you can send her a message. She gets your message and then she reaches back out to you. That's the easiest way to find everybody on International Women's Day. I thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning for a little bit. I'm going to beg you to come back and do a full interview because I
Yes,
feel really
Petit.
bad.
We know you know how to reach me directly, and just let me know. I'll and speak with you. And
You are the best. Thank you so much. And for everybody else, we'll be right back.